Hey guys, what's going on? I was sitting at my computer the other day and I thought, why haven't I done these things in a while? Of course, that's my old laptop, my gateway laptop that actually broke a long time ago. Windows. So, I might as well tell you a story about pretty much Monday, January 8th, 2024. So it was an average winter day, of course, and I decided to go walking. Of course, I walked for over 45 minutes. Now, lately, of course, for some reason, our furnace was actually blowing cold air through the vents. But yes, lately I have been walking every single day, pretty much not too early and not too late. Of course, because I was actually laid off at my last job, well, my second job I had, which was a really good job considering the fact that this was the second time I got laid off. I have been laid off since August 3rd, 2023. Now it's January whatever 2024. So we decided to go down the county line. Of course, I'm near the county line and to this laundromat in Wycliffe. In fact, of course, this is a pretty cool laundromat. To be honest, it is cool to go into. If you have not been into a laundromat, it is the most coolest thing you ever think of. All kinds of washing machines going in spin cycle. It's pretty cool. So the washing machines, as you can tell, are actually the washing machines. Me and my mom were actually washing all kinds of comforters, from mine to mom's to my brother Max's. Of course, they were very filthy, and you could tell by the look of it, you cannot see. Some of them were dark, and you cannot see what's in there. It was pretty cool because I couldn't even believe how fast it was spinning, too, man. Of course, the laundromat business was pretty slow because not too many people pretty much come to the laundromat during a workday, especially during work hours. So it was quite nice that we were able to pretty much get our clothes or else comforters done pretty much in a pretty good time. The fact that we were able to have 3 washers available. But yeah, I can't imagine how nice it would be to do this job. Of course, it's quite nice. And of course, there were some very interesting things on the TV. Now, of course, it was this one show that was on, which pretty much is like a wackadoo version of Dr. Phil. Of course, it's obviously called Steve Wilkos, and man, that show is pretty crazier than Dr. Phil. And of course, I would rather watch Dr. Phil because it's a lot more calming than just watching Steve Wilkos people. Sometimes I wonder if those are more actors too. And of course, when it comes to slow business days, it seemed like the day was going pretty slow. And believe it or not, it was only an hour that we were in the laundromat, which did not felt like that much of an hour. It felt more than an hour. And when it comes to 3 washing machines, believe it or not, of course we got them dry, and pretty much they dry pretty good. I mean, to be honest, I would prefer laundromats rather than my own washing machine, obviously, because they seem to wash a lot more better. Meanwhile, I was at the laundromat. I was talking to a girl that worked there, and of course, she asked me what grade was I in, and I kind of laughed in my head because apparently people have, in fact, asked me a lot of things, and of course, I may look younger than I look, but in reality, I'm not young. Of course, I'm a quarter of a century years old, and yet people realize that, of course, I have a baby face. But I graduated in 2017 and finished fully my education. Well, not fully educated, of course. Of course, I got a lot to learn in the world. But I finished CVEC in 2020. Yeah, 2020 actually. 2020 during COVID. Of course, we also continued the conversation. Of course, she graduated in 2005. And of course, she also asked me where I worked, and of course, I told her I got laid off. And of course, I always thought to myself, I always think to myself, if I were to work at a laundromat, well, while I was thinking about it. But I don't know. Sometimes I rather think about other jobs I could do. But here's the thing. The only money maker I have are my photos and the book that I wrote. I pretty much finished the book earlier or else at the end of 2023. I mean, even if I really did sell some of these good photos I have, of course, especially these two legends I have here, I mean, to be honest, it will almost be like the amount of money that people make on Breaking Bad. I'm probably just imagining. I mean, imagine what the real Mona Lisa costs. I mean, it probably costs at least thousands and thousands of US dollars, maybe even millions of US dollars, especially since the Mona Lisa's in France. Now, I don't even know if this job exists yet, but I always remember going to a JCPenney's and a local mall, and I always remember getting family photos, and I always wonder if, right now, I wonder if that photo department is still there today. Now, I just realized that, to be honest, my camera is my life right now. And I realized that if they had that job still available, I would take it. I would definitely apply for that job. I feel like, to be honest, I have been getting pretty good at taking pictures of people instead of just animals and plants, or else plants and animals. I have to say that, of course, I thought for sure that this job was worth a shot. And I thought for sure I was going to work there for pretty much 20 years. Just like my mom. When she worked at the Yours Truly restaurant in Cleveland, Ohio. Or else Northeast Ohio, pretty much. The sad part is, those were the good old days. Though the cool thing is, my mom is a real estate agent now. Of course, if you want a dream house, seriously, give her a call. I mean, if you even live in the northeastern Ohio area, even from Cleveland, Akron, wherever you are, pretty much as long as it's near Highland Heights, or anyone else in your family and friends group, just give her a call. Now here's the thing. YouTube is pretty much now a money-making machine, but to be honest, YouTube I would consider pretty much a hobby rather than a money-making machine. And to be honest, I'm pretty much left out in all of the 8 billion people that are in this world. So, of course, even if I was, I'm pretty much considered a nobody, because I'm not famous like some of the people in this country. But yeah, I consider the fact that I kind of look like a high schooler. Believe it or not, I'm pretty much 25 going into 26, and I've never smoked, drank, or did drugs, or else vape. So that should get me a good reputation, and should make me live longer and have a longer life, hopefully. Now here's the thing, there is some jealousy in my life right now, that some of my friends and family members have gotten married, and yet I haven't gotten married yet because, well, obviously I don't have a house yet, or a car. I mean, here's the thing, if me and Catherine got married right now, or else throughout this year, we would be in deep financial issues, meaning we would be having bills past due. Otherwise, if you have your own house. Which, by the way, this is my dream house found on familyhouseplans.com. And I would say it's at least maybe the same exact size as the house I live in now. Which obviously this one has a wraparound porch, which I love. I always love wraparound porches. I mean, you can tell how nice the main floor is, including the upstairs is pretty nice too. When I saw this online, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to build this house. The plan even has a future rec room if you want to have a rec room like for games, pool, arcade games, a bar, you name it. But keep in mind that building a house can cost up to $200,000, $300,000, and all the way up to $600,000 to build. Right now, I would say my budget, or else the money I have now, I have at least over $1,000. Now here's the thing, I would rather buy a house first, cause you don't need a license to buy a house, but you need a license to buy a car. Now here's the thing, I do feel safer if someone else takes me to work every day, or else somewhere where I need to go, or else somewhere where I want to go. And there has been a reason why I haven't went driving in a while, since like early 2023. As you probably may know, we bought a 2022 Volvo XC90 in the summer of, or midsummer of 2022. Brand new. We basically traded in our 2017 Toyota Highlander with about almost 100,000 miles. And of course, it was a really nice car. Obviously, I missed that car, but you wouldn't believe the story if I told you. About the Volvo, of course, not the Highlander. So June 30th, 2023, it was like any other day. You know, it was like any other time we come home from Delaware. And of course, it was just a normal morning. Nothing unusual at the time. Of course, we said goodbye to my Aunt Val, our Aunt Val and Uncle John. And we were off home. So 3 hours have passed, and we were going on from Maryland State Route 32 all the way to I-70, going back to the Pennsylvania Turnpike into Breezewood. We decided, because we needed gas for the trip, so we decided to stop to get some gas. And it was normal. I was happy that I was going home, and it's interesting. So meanwhile, while we're going on a highway, we were in front of what appears to be a Ford F-250 Super Duty just driving all radically. And he was carrying a pretty good sized trailer and cutting people off. And of course, we pretty much went in front of the guy eventually. And it was about a few miles. Of course, he was right behind us. And I mean right behind us. Right on our tail. And of course, you would think that would be a good thing, right? Well, apparently, that would be the worst mistake of our lives. Pretty much. Well, I wouldn't say mistake. It's hard to say whether it's a mistake or not. And then, all hell broke loose. Believe it or not, people actually broke right in front of us. Broke real hard. It was almost like it's hard to believe it actually happened. The airbags deployed in the rear of the vehicle was completely smashed. The truck had what known as cow scrapers, and they're pretty strong material. It's unbelievable how we were able to walk away from the wreck. But thank God, nobody was seriously injured, or else with broken bones. It was amazing how our Volvo saved our lives. Eventually, a few weeks later, the Volvo was totaled. But there is some good news and a happy ending to it. We eventually got another Volvo, a 2023 one. And it's black, and it's a mild hybrid. Ooh, fancy. Pray and hope we'll have this one for more than, of course, 1 year. But hopefully we'll have it until it eventually croaks. Meaning a lot of miles. And of course, you know how cars' life is. Unless we get a 100,000 mile warranty, of course. Or you get to trade in the car with 100,000 miles. And that's probably the reasons why I haven't been driving that much anymore, because of how much fear and anxiety from the car wreck we have, and the fear of all of a sudden crashing a car again, or else getting rear-ended, or front fate, or else head-on collision. You get my point. I mean, obviously. And that's the reason why I should probably wait until I get my license. I just feel like I don't want to get my license right now. Because of interesting reasons or personal reasons. And maybe I should focus on saving for a house. Or else maybe not my dream house, but something that is close to being as good as my dream house. Because like I said, you don't need a license to buy a house, but you need a license to buy a car, as we all know. But yeah, like I said, I feel a lot more safer if someone taking me somewhere in my morning commute. Now, here's the thing. My whole life, I actually rode on school buses, vans, and someone else's cars. Also, of course, I would probably feel safer with Uber or Lyft, so hopefully they won't kidnap me and take them to their house where they do some crazy things or worse. To be honest, I sure wish we still can ride horses on the road. Of course, you probably didn't even need license to ride a horse, of course. Here's the thing. Look what our cars have done to our planet. Considering climate change and global warming, and of course, it's terrible. To be honest, I care a lot more about nature and everything, but you know how humans are these days. They keep burning fuel, and they say that they will go to zero emissions by 2030, but I think we're running out of time here. I feel like I've wasted time in my life too. Obviously, I don't have a lot of money, I don't have my own house yet. But like I said, there are definitely jealousies between my friends, some of my friends, and family members. But I guess I am kind of happy about them, but I don't know, I guess they have their own lives now. I should probably, hopefully one day I will start to live my life and have a life on my own pretty soon. Next decade or so, I don't know, it's hard to say. Part of me, what scares me the most, is that I know I'll probably get old pretty fast. Time flies when you're not doing anything to live your life and start having your American dream, of course. So yeah, maybe I have been wasting a lot of time, especially after watching the videos I made of the laundromat. It's quite interesting to even think about how interesting it is of how that day was pretty slow. And to be honest, I just realized how much I've thought about this video and pretty much what's racing in my mind right now. To be honest, I can't even imagine working at a laundromat where there's not a lot of people that come there every day. It's quite simple to even think about how interesting it is to see how people seem to be laid back at a laundromat. Not sure how much they get paid over there. So my mom stacked up marks and I was staying back to make sure my laundry gets done, or our laundry gets done. And I pretty much, quite interesting. And then she came back and she said, "Hey, you want to wait outside?" I'm like, "Sure." So we went outside and Howard Stern was on the radio, probably talking about the Golden Globes of 2024. I like Howard Stern. I think he has the most awesome voice of all. So, of course, after the comforters were done, drove back to my hometown, and I decided I was going to take a walk and get some more photos for that day. Basically took some photos of street lights and all kinds of stuff. To be honest, I'd rather get street lights before they were replaced with LEDs, and I've been trying to do that. Some of them in which they were too late because they were already replaced by LEDs. And then before you know it, the sun went down. And of course I was kind of tired, so I literally took a nap, even if it was dark outside. Probably not the greatest decision in the world. Well, I think I eventually found a beautiful name for this kind of video. I call it Jack Chat. Pretty much it has a pretty good ring on it, doesn't it? Well, pretty much this is going to be the end of this nice video. And of course, I ran out of time. So, thanks for watching, guys. Click the subscribe button, like this video, comment, whatever you want to do. And yeah, mostly, of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. just give it a thumbs up. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.